What is up, people of the internet? My name is Freelancer Ember, and welcome back to another Death Battle reaction video. This is Battle... How would you call this?
You got me. I have no idea. I don't know anything about White Lanterns, so you're asking the wrong guy.
Okay, well, I don't know what to call it, how I would call this, and let me know in the description below. But anyway, it's Simone the Digger from Gurren Lagan versus Kyle Rayner from White Lantern. So before we begin, please watch the original video on the Death Battle. I corrected myself this time. Death Battle YouTube channel before coming to my reaction or anybody else's reactions. Go support the team that's been making this series awesome. And joining me once again is Jacob Pentrahuth.
What is up, folks of the internet? My name is Jacob Pentrahuth, your swordsman sleuth through the world of fiction, your total otaku, and your millennial keeper of common sense. Although I'm not the only one with common sense, apparently, as a lot of people had the common sense to get solo leveling to win Anime of the Year.
Woo! And don't worry, I'll get the rest of my Season 1 reactions out soon, and I'll get to Season 2 after I get through this man's trash anime, 100 Girlfriends.
It's the best trash anime ever!
All right. But anyway, like I said, it's Gurren Lagann versus White Lantern. I don't know what to call it, but we're not gonna get more into it. So let's just get this over with. So there's no description. So let's just get this on. In 3, 2, 1, go. Fight! All right.
Simone the Digger,
Kyle Rayner, the White Lantern.
two men born of Earth with the willpower to pierce the heavens and conquer infinity.
Okay.
He's Liz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Someone has told me in the comments that this
Deep
battle is
underground,
absolute cinema,
Jiva
but
village lived in dreary isolation.
I've only seen Gurren
Oblivious to the
Lagann one
wider
time,
world
but
above
it's
their
pretty good.
squalid cave.
That's where the hero of our story comes in. The young man who would lead his comrades into the sunlight at last. Kamina, the great and mighty.
Kamina, why
Oh,
do I
and his
keep
little
thinking
brother from
it's
another mother,
Kaminari?
Simone. He was there
I don't
too,
know.
guess.
The
Simone
name
was
sounds
a
similar,
digger,
okay?
content to drill endlessly through the dirt until the day he found the
Is a manga
core
cut in
drill.
another universe?
Key that activated the mysterious buried
Captain
magnet
Harlock.
Kamina named
Bull stakes?
Lagan. Under his magnificently masculine leadership, Kamina finally drilled their way to freedom, seeing the sun after a life in the dark.
But the sky
Let's
was
go.
by no means the limit. The surface was ruled by the cruel chimeric beastmen, and Kamina
That-
would lead his
that lived
compatriots
forever,
against them
if I
to
might
reclaim
remember.
the Earth for humanity, scoring a second mech in the process, aptly named Gurren.
And as befits Kamina and Simone's unbreakable brotherly bond, Gurren and Lagan merged, creating
Like-
Gurren Lagan.
Yeah.
Kamina piloting
Kamina
the body,
just-
Simone the head.
That
These
guy
two were
exudes aura.
unstoppable.
There's no
Of
doubt about
all
it.
the
Yeah.
giant fighting robots in all the animes across history,
Yeah.
Gurren Lagann might just be the absolute coolest, fueled by its pilot's willpower and capable of making any weapon they can imagine.
Including missiles, a jetpack,
Sure.
a sunglasses boomerang, and of course,
Sure.
Drills! Wrist-mounted
Lots
drills,
of
kunai
drills.
shield drills, kamehameha drills, and everyone's favorite, the Giga Drill.
Yeah,
Blank.
screw
Giga Drill
chainsaws.
Blank!
I want the
It's so
drill.
funny that the only thing they
Ah.
could think of was drills. That's like if I made booze or something, my whole personality. What up?
With Gurren
Bruh.
Lagan's awesome power, Kamina laid waste to enemy forces, liberated human villages, and fomented a rebellion against the Beastmen King, Lord Genome.
Oh, yeah.
Until Kamina
Yeah, about that.
died. Oh, wait, shit, was that supposed to happen?
Nope, and it was all Simone's fault.
Eey.
He let his willpower waver, and his soul brother paid the price. After all,
Yeah,
he was
'cause I
just a humble digger.
Real quick, because I do remember in the anime that Kamina and I cannot remember the sniper's name. I'll probably caption it. Those two kissed, and I think Simone has a crush on the sniper, and that's why his will was faltering. That's what led to Kamina's death. That's just what I remember. Correct me in the comments. Because like I said, I've only seen Gurren Lagann one time, and I just never went back for it.
I saw clips of it, but it never caught my attention. I'm not the biggest mech anime person, so
Anyway.
All right, continue.
At home in the darkness, guided solely by the light of Kamina's spirit.
So his big bro left him with these final words. Have faith in the Simone who believes in you. Damn.
Kamina was the one looking up to him the whole time. It was Simone who found Lagan, Simone who pierced the surface, and Simone who
Believe in the Simon that believes in Kamina that believes in Simon.
Especially with his gal pal Nia at his
Yeah.
side, who helped pull him out of his rut and kick Lord Genome's ass. But victory only lasted 7 years before the anti-spiral attacked.
unimaginably powerful.
And if I remember for the anime, because one of their friends, I can't ever remember the name. One of the guys, and one of his sisters gave birth to a kid, and apparently that's one person too much, and that's why this is happening. So that's why they have to stay underground. I don't know, to keep some sort of balance. Again, correct me in the comments. It's been a long time.
Godlike aliens, the anti-spiral feared humanity's potential, what they dubbed the spiral nemesis.
Remember how Gurren Lagan runs on fighting spirit? Turns out that's just a manifestation of spiral power, an energy that all spiral beings, like humans, have. That's right, the laws of physics run on chutzpah.
Just as the
Chutzpah.
spiral turned inward represents
Oh.
endless obsession and madness.
Oh,
the spiral
that's
turned
from Uzumaki.
outward spins forever into
Jojo.
infinity, the perfect representation of humanity's evolutionary potential.
Potential Simon would use as he led
The blonde
Team
guy.
Guy Gurren across the multiverse to take the fight to the anti-spiral. And
Hi.
This is
Oh.
when Gurren Lagan gets crazy.
Channeling spiral power lets you constantly adapt to threats, no matter how overwhelming. Simone can create portals to different realities and higher dimensions. He can generate force fields, absorb
My
energy
God, it's been a
attacks,
long time.
and
I do not
merge
remember
Gurren
any of
Lagann
this.
with bigger and stronger machines.
Sure.
Creating the Arc Gurren Lagann, which is strong enough to shatter space and time with a punch.
Or the Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann, which can fire lasers that are fast enough to hit, and I quote, all time, space, and dimension.
Final drill guidebook.
within a Planck instant.
That's the
What?
smallest
What?
unit of time physically possible.
Meaning each
Planck?
laser would have to be moving 4.6 times 10 to the 117th power times faster than light.
What?
Oh, well, looks like this wins the award for fastest calculated speed feat in our show's history. Congratulations, Gurren Lagann.
Move over, SpongeBob. You've been dethroned. Oh,
I bet you're happy.
Says they hit
Thank
an
God.
innumerable number of enemies across infinite universes. You literally cannot calculate how fast that is.
But it wasn't enough to escape the anti-spiral's greatest trap, the multiverse labyrinth. An attack that imprisons Simon in his own unique multiverse,
Huh.
forced to experience an infinite number of alternate realities that controlled his
Oh
mind,
God, the multiverse.
permanently arresting him in a dream world.
Except Simon and his spiral power are just built different. And after being inspired by his bro, Simon absorbed that whole multiverse to escape.
What makes this even more impressive is that this labyrinth was 11-dimensional.
11.
Meaning Simon absorbed
11D.
a higher dimensional structure several orders of infinity greater than himself.
Wait.
The jump
What?
between dimensions is basically infinite.
Okay,
Each
Bill
new
Cipher right
dimension
there.
adds a new direction of space that extends infinitely.
Look,
Thus,
there's
an
Infinite?
gap
Oh, I
in
saw Infinite
size
over there.
and
Yeah, I just saw him too.
What?
What?
We're just getting started.
Wait, what?
Imagine a two-dimensional drawing interacting with a three-dimensional person.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
That's not
like
too far
Roger
off from
Rabbit,
what
in a
actually
sense.
happened.
Because when Simon absorbed the multiverse labyrinth, he merged with every alternate universe version of himself, including an alternate universe Simon who is writing his own alternate universe version of Gurren Lagann.
What?
And that author's
Wait,
spiral power
wait.
made his fictional Simon real.
Wait.
Adding another to the mix.
What?
Wait, if every human being has spiral power, you're telling me we can all do
Don't
this
think
shit?
too
This all
hard.
gave
Just
our
go
Simon
with
enough
it.
spiral power to form the next step in mecha evolution. Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
Tengen
This is
Toppa
when
Gurren
Gurren
Lagann.
Lagann gets actually fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like shooting missiles that alter probability so they have a
Sure.
100% chance of hitting you.
I remember
Or
the final fight
tossing
where
galaxies
Simon
around
was
like
just beating the
frisbees.
ever-loving shit out of
Tossing galaxies
essentially
back
universe
at
god.
Universes.
Simon's power was so immense that he started generating super spiral space, a higher dimension encompassing our own universe.
With it, Simon turns his thoughts into reality, letting him create his mech and all of its weapons in the first place.
Not only does this mean he no longer needs co-pilots, he can also regenerate any damage
What
done
was the
to
creator
him or
on when
his
he
mech
made this?
just by willing it back into existence.
Like when Lord Genome used spiral power to survive quantum breakdown. Or the time Nia, now the best wife in the universe,
Yeah,
used
until-
spiral power to constantly regenerate her body from being erased at the informational level for 7 days straight.
Information in physics is essentially the ones and zeros that make up every possible outcome in reality. Nia literally regenerated from the statistical certainty of her own destruction.
If I have spiral power, whiz, when the fuck is my leg growing back?
When even this was not enough for the anti-spiral, Simone evolved one more time.
Let's go!
Into Super Tangentopa Gurren Lagan!
This mech is so
Because
big,
why not
its
have a
size
long
is
ass
literally
name to be
Why
a
not?
badass?
And with a drill somehow even larger than that,
Yeah,
Simone and his
sure.
friends shattered the anti-spiral once and for all.
Hey, cruel indifference of the universe!
Yeah, Simo threw hands here. He threw hands.
Spirit.
Proving Kamina's words prophetic, that Simone's drill is the drill that would pierce
That became the Simo that believed in him.
No more worlds left
Yeah,
to
until-
conquer.
yep.
Simone chose to wander the earth for the rest of his days, in service to others.
Always looking up, for all the lights in the sky are stars, and every star another world of spiral cousins that can live free.
All thanks to a humble digger.
Yep.
He should have still gotten the girl at the end.
universe
I
is a
mean,
dangerous
before she
place.
disappeared.
Should you find yourself
Yeah.
face to face with an
Okay, let's see what
interdimensional
what
vampire,
Lantern's got.
dictators, or this one really pissed off cat.
Oh,
you know
hi.
who to call.
The Green Lantern Corps. They're the Space Fuzz, an intergalactic police force founded billions of years ago by blue leprechaun gods.
And the
Look, you see the
greatest
corner?
among them was everyone's favorite, Hal Jordan.
You know him. You love him. You might.
Yeah,
hate him,
people were
but
still
you
salty
gotta
about that.
respect the man with a will as
Are still
unbreakable
salty,
as
not
Hal's.
were.
Until the day his will broke.
After his hometown got completely obliterated, Hal lost his mind.
Oh.
He rampaged through the core, killing everyone in his path, and absorbed the central power battery, the literal Green Lantern.
Becoming the Emerald Tyrant, Parallax.
There was only one survivor of Parallax's killing spree, Ganthet. And with what remained of his strength, he gave the last Green Lantern ring in the universe to a human, Kyle Rayner.
So, was Kyle picked for his indomitable willpower like Hal was?
No.
He was just there. He had no idea what was going on.
He was just there.
But still
He just
good.
happened to be in the
Given
right place at the right
most
time.
Magical weapon in existence to
Lucky.
figure out on your own.
Enemy of heat.
If Colonel Sanders, Daffy Duck,
Wait, Colonel
Space Neat,
Sanders?
and a sentient box can master it, what's your
Colonel
excuse,
Sanders.
Kyle?
The
I mean,
Green
Daffy
Lantern
Duck, I
ring can
believe.
do
I mean, I remember seeing
anything,
out of it.
any wish its user desires, as though it were a genie from a lamp.
It lets you fire
Hey,
energy
they gave
blasts,
Scooby-Doo the
free
power of the
force fields, affect
of the
gravity,
Yellow
turn
Lantern.
invisible
Why not?
and intangible, manipulate matter, time travel, warp reality, and erase things from existence.
Think we're exaggerating?
Oh,
Well,
damn.
Consider the time Kyle stretched the
Look at
very
all that.
fabric of space to increase the Planck length a billion times
Oh,
over.
God.
That's like stretching an inch into a light year.
Lanterns control time and space, letting them fly so fast they can create a Speed Force singularity.
Tapping into the Speed Force requires entering a higher dimension of space, requiring speeds that are not only faster than light, but totally immeasurable. And the rings have an artificial intelligence that operates just as fast, automatically
So
protecting its user from danger.
Like the time that Poozer
Hang on.
Kilowog survived being erased from existence by the crisis
There
on
we go.
Infinite Earth.
The ring is fueled by
Need to
its user's
brighten up my
willpower
lights.
and limited only by their imagination.
While Hal may have had the greatest willpower in the Corps, Kyle's imagination is unmatched. Probably because he's a comic book artist. And we know from this show, they think of some wild shit.
The Green Lantern's most recognizable ability is their constructs, Kyle's speciality.
Samurai armor, pirate ships,
Sure.
giant dragons, actual working home computers, and his favorite, super fighting robots.
Sure.
Hey, that one looks familiar.
Kyle can make them strong enough to lift the Spectre, who weighs as much as eternity.
Oh,
Or hold back a 12.3 dimensional Big Bang. Wait, 0.3?
0.3?
DC's multiverse has 12.3 dimensions? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The ring's only
Was
downside
was
is that
Goofy-
it's limited
Goofy
to
salting
24
water?
hours before needing a recharge.
So it can blow up.
Oh,
universes,
God.
But it has the battery of an iPhone. Never mind, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Although I'd say Kyle's biggest weakness was Kyle. With
Himself.
great power came no responsibility.
Perhaps a manifestation of Kyle's self-doubt. Any reflection came too late, though, when one of Kyle's villains brutally murdered his girlfriend,
Ooh.
Alex, and put her body in a fridge.
Kyle
Oh!
wasn't the only one traumatized. This moment was so infamous,
Stuffed.
it started the trope called fridging.
For how
What?
female characters are often sacrificed as mere plot devices to further a male character's development.
So it might surprise you that it happened to Kyle.
Why does that
again.
keep
Kyle
happening?
finally got
Seriously.
I don't know.
He became a prominent member of the Justice League, faced off against Hal, and even rebuilt the Green Lantern Corps better than ever.
But little did he know, this torchbearer's greatest journey had only just begun.
In order to save Ganthet from an emotional lobotomy,
Emotional
he had
lobotomy.
to master all the colors of the emotional electromagnetic spectrum.
Okay, so hence the
7
White
colors,
Lantern.
each representing a different emotion. The yellow light of fear
Okay.
lets Kyle manipulate the worst horrors in your mind. The more scared you are
Red,
of him, the stronger
napalm
you
blast
become.
something.
Orange light is
Blood
fueled by
absorption.
bottomless avarice, possessing Kyle to absorb not merely his enemy's attacks, but
Soul
also
manipulation,
their
Jesus.
souls.
Red is rage,
I mean,
ripping out
yeah.
Kyle's heart and replacing his blood with napalm.
What?
Which sounds like it sucks, but it's metal as hell.
Blue
It is
light
metal.
powered by hope and allows
Okay.
Kyle to heal wounds.
I didn't read the
resist
rest of this, but-
mental domination, and supercharge his ring.
Indigo is compassion, reducing his opponent's will to fight and letting him open portals across space, connecting him to others.
The final one was the sapphire light of love.
Oh, hello.
With it, he can trap enemies within crystal matrices and control their minds.
Ugh.
But Kyle only mastered it by forgiving himself for Alex's tragic death.
Oh, self-love. I get it.
Ah.
Must be nice.
Of course you had to put in
With their
Johnny Bravo.
powers combined, he doesn't just make his enemies taste the rainbow.
The lights of the spectrum merged, and Kyle
taste the
became a
rainbow.
white lantern.
There it is.
With total control over the power of life.
Wiz, I cannot think of an attack more useless in a death battle than something that makes you live.
Empowered by the physical embodiment of all life in the DC multiverse, Kyle is vastly more powerful than any other lantern in existence.
Far stronger than Hal, who could harness the energy of every power battery across the multiverse.
Not only can Kyle instantly heal all wounds, purify corruption, and resurrect the dead, the white light of life is strong enough to go up against threats to all of creation,
Whoa.
like the Anti-Monitor.
Okay, so it's not totally useless.
Especially after Kyle visited the Source and acquired the life equation, essentially the source code to reality.
Source
the life
code.
equation is mathematical proof that life is worth living.
With it, Kyle can alter all of reality at a whim.
What is-
even
what is with that
threatening
face?
the new gods like Darkseid.
The life equation, like its counterpart, the anti-life equation, is a conceptual artifact from a higher reality, originating in a platonic realm that is, in a sense, more real than we are.
So it's not a shock
Huh?
that the equation made Kyle too powerful.
He struggled to control it.
Okay,
and
now
it
I know what to call him,
subconsciously
like,
manifested a being
like,
composed
How are
of
we
dimensional-
supposed to?
desires,
How are we supposed to
oblivion.
figure this
Kyle's
one
greatest
out?
weakness was still
I gotta know what they're both called.
Kyle spent his whole
Like,
life struggling with the power
dimensional
that the gods
rearrangers,
granted
I don't
him.
know.
And throughout it all, he always rose to the occasion, carrying the universe on his back.
But ultimately, the only
Reality
way to stop power
altering.
from corrupting is to spread it. So Kyle split the life equation into pieces to found his second core, the White Lantern.
Huh.
And together, they shattered oblivion, destroying the self-doubt that plagued Kyle once and for all.
Not bad for a comic book geek from LA.
And now he was the one giving out rings of unlimited power to
Oh,
people
yeah,
who
that
weren't sure if they could
Ryan
survive.
Reynolds Green
So
Lantern
he
was
told
just,
them the truth.
no.
You can't teach someone how to use such power. You have
Good
to
thing I
learn
didn't see it.
yourself, making mistakes
I
along
did.
the way.
But with the power of life at
Funny
their
thing is,
command,
in a
there's no
credit
end to
scene, I
their
think it was
journey.
Deadpool.
Only endless beginnings.
Like okay, real quick. Yeah, Deadpool broke reality and actually shot Ryan Reynolds when he got the script for Green Lantern.
Well, that's one way to. Couldn't Deadpool go to Disney when they were thinking about the Snow White remake? Come
Okay.
on, I had to say it.
Okay, it's just a small little thing. What is this?
Hey, remember Beerus versus Sailor Galaxia?
Yes.
No? Well, that's because it was taken off YouTube for being too anime. But we've got a solution.
what?
It's our own website. That's
Oh, shit!
www.deathbattle.gg. It's like our own private Patreon with a store
How
for
is
demo
it
merch
too?
and a
How is
complete
too
Death Battle
anime
video
something we
archive.
should
It's got episodes that
YouTube
has
takes
banned,
off? I
blocked,
don't
and
know.
censored. And there's even more goodies
I
on
think
the
it might
way.
be because
So
there's a
check
bill
out
passing to ban
deathbattle.tv
anime or
live
something.
right now.
I will not support that at all. Anime is art, and it's something we grew up with. So don't take that away from us.
It is art. But anyway,
All right.
okay, who to vote for this? Let's not take too long. So, I'm biased because I'm not so into DC. So I'm just going by bias here. I'm gonna go with Simone.
I have no idea who will win, so I'm gonna go with White Lantern just to even things out.
Yeah, but if anything, but we know from past Death Battles, sometimes the DC characters would win. So so whether I take the loss in this one or not, whatever. I'm still going for Simone. All right, it's decided. I'm going for Simone. Jacob's going for White Lantern. So let the battle begin in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possible.
Lego. It's time for a death battle! Woo! Okay, the Kamina.
Alright, I'm not rusty at all.
Woo!
Hey dude, Green Lantern Officer Kyle Rayner here. Ring says you've got a Class A galactic super weapon, whatever that is.
Look at him twirling the
I'm
sunglasses.
thinking it's the giant mech. Why don't you hand it over? Gurren Lagan's mine, officer. Just who the hell do you think you are?
Boy! Okay, wait, I think that's a character from one of the past Death Battles. I forgot, one of the fighters. Oh, the music is kicking.
I'm told I'm bad with authority.
Whoop.
Tell me about it. 4?
Bruh. It's like a golfing game. Okay, the music is kicking off.
That's nothing. My drill will pierce the heavens.
Let's go! Okay. Oh, we're already... Oh, they're already. Okay, already going final forms.
That's really cool.
It is cool.
I'm a lantern. We do the impossible. See the invisible. Touch the untouchable. Break the unbreakable. If you ain't know,
Whoa.
now you know.
Woo! Wait.
Simone the Digger. If there's a
Wait, what was
wall
that?
in my way, I'll smash it down.
What was that, like, rock mural thing there? Oh, well. Whoa, whoa!
Stop fighting. Think about your fear of death, your love of your friends, your compassion for me, your hope for the future. Choose life.
Ooh.
Have faith in the Simone that believes in you.
Have faith in the Simone that believes in you, that believes in Simone. Let's go!
Super Tekken Topa Gurren Lagan.
Woohoo!
Drill is the drill that will transcend the heavens. Giga Drill Brain!
Woo! This is so anime! Okay, you got your video, Joe. That's cheeky. Oh god. Oh no! The infinity thing.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
The super weapon wasn't your mech. It was me. Then, Simone, I'm taking you in.
Oh, they're gonna throw hands now.
And blackest night.
Oh, they're throwing hands
No evil
now.
shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware.
Oh,
my
come
power.
on. Were you monologuing like that out in...
Green Lantern fly!
Woo! Oh, yes!
You grit those teeth!
Let's see you grit those teeth, mother...
Oh crap.
Lantern.
Simon of Earth, you have been chosen.
Just who the hell do you think I am?
Yeah! Woohoo!
Crap. Crap. I lost.
Let's go!
When both combatants possess unlimited power, it's hard to judge them by our normal standards. Take speed. Simone can hit an infinite number of targets all at once, and Kyle can fly fast enough to surpass the normal concept of speed itself.
When you control space and time, things like
I
strength and speed
want to
kind of
assume
become
that this
irrelevant.
is
Instead, let's analyze them
Retribution
through a
from the
lens
Green
more
Lantern
applicable to
versus
beings
Ben
as
10 one.
absurd as Simone and Kyle. Their imagination, their willpower, and their ultimate potential.
First
This
up,
is vindication.
imagination. The boundless things they could conjure to use against the other.
Just who the
Both
hell
could
do you think he
just about
is?
Anything the other could, like absorbing each other's attacks, fighting across time, anything.
Simone did have a few attacks that Kyle hasn't encountered, like the probability-altering missiles, but it's likely Kyle could adapt considering his ring could protect against existence being erased across the multiverse.
In general, Kyle's constructs were a lot more creative than Simone's arsenal, which was mostly drills. Though again, nothing Simone couldn't adapt to with, say, his energy absorption. Imagination is a draw.
That leaves the other main factor for both characters, the origin of their unbelievable might, their willpower.
Willpower!
That's
Simone
really
has a
the
whole lot of
limiting
it!
factor here, since it's the source of everything for both of them. Whoever's got the stronger willpower wins.
Both can
See,
manipulate
grit those
reality on a
teeth, baby!
multiversal scale with their willpower, but we can use dimensions to roughly calculate a difference. This might sound absurd for most characters, but it's
Okay, the
necessary
black
for beings
tuxedo
as
guy.
on the pale as Simone and Kyle.
The multiverse labyrinth that Simone absorbed contained 11 spatial dimensions. That's 1.3 dimensions less than the multiverse Kyle's power can threaten.
Yeah, okay.
Remember, each numbered dimension infinitely surpasses the one below it.
Which meant Kyle's willpower was stronger at a base level. However, that doesn't necessarily mean Kyle gets the edge.
Yeah.
Because if there's one thing both of these guys are known for, it's that they can always get stronger.
So to determine the limits of their willpower, we first need to understand their full potential.
Okay,
Simone's
so
whole deal with
so who
spiral
wanted
power is
willpower?
that
You didn't say
they constantly
anything.
evolve to get stronger. So just because Simone starts off weaker doesn't mean he'll stay that way.
Absorbing the multiverse labyrinth required Simone to leapfrog several orders of infinity
Leapfrog?
in an instant. Simone made himself that much stronger through sheer force of will.
More than enough to
Would you
close
wear
gap
the
with
star
Kyle,
sunglasses?
Especially since spiral power also lets him regenerate his body
Yeah,
down
probably.
to an inspirational level. Kyle's never destroyed something that thoroughly before.
Without the ability to
I mean,
easily
I would
kill
too.
Simone, it was only a matter of time before Kyle's ring ran low on charge. Especially since Simone could likely regenerate for at least a week straight, like Nia did. While Blue Lantern Light could boost Kyle's power, he's never jumped several orders of infinity in strength like Simone has.
And while Kyle could manipulate emotions to reduce Simone's willpower, Simone resisting the labyrinth's mental manipulation meant he could power through anything Kyle threw at him.
Everything, that is, except for the life equation. It originated from a higher level of reality and would have more than even the odds.
Too bad Kyle couldn't control it. It was just as much a detriment to him as an asset, forcing him to relinquish it to keep from destroying
In the what-if
reality
scenario.
and himself.
Compare that to Simone, who merged with a version of himself, writing a version
Corrupt
of
and
Gurren
ultimately
Lagann,
destroyed himself. Oh,
and
okay.
using spiral power to make that fiction into reality.
A pretty similar level of reality to the life equation, and a level of power Simone had no trouble embracing and mastering by the end of his story. No matter how you look at it,
If I ever find
Simone
communist
might start
sunglasses
weaker,
or
but his
Simone's
peak
star
will
sunglasses
always
somewhere in the
transcend
wild, I'm
Kyle's.
getting them.
Isn't that how all of Simone's battles usually go anyway? That's Gurren Lagan in a nutshell.
So Simone's incredible potential eclipsed Kyle, which means his willpower was ultimately greater.
Yeah!
Kyle may have embodied life itself, but Simone's unstoppable evolutionary
Far weaker
potential
eventually.
would shatter even this lantern's light.
I hope Kyle at least dug the
Gosh.
fight, because when it comes to death battle losers, he was a dead ringer.
Ah.
The winner is Simone the Digger.
Oh, dead ringer.
On Death
Oh,
Battle.
oh. Wait! We got the classic cartoons! Tom and... Wait, is it just Tom? What? Okay.
Subscribe and join
Wile E.
us over
Coyote
to
versus
see more Death
Tomcat.
Battle.
Oh,
Thanks
boy.
for watching.
We're getting more cartoon physics in this!
Oh, great. That's gonna be interesting.
I mean, the last cartoon physics we had was Scooby-Doo versus Courage, but that ended in a draw.
And that was my favorite one.
I know, right? But let's freaking go, people! My bias saves the day!
And I lost. Darn it. Well,
Oh my god. Whew! Oh, but anyway. So yeah, that was Simone the Digger versus Kyle Rayner. Death battle. I win, he loses. Okay, but can't
we'll
wait.
see what happens next in the next death battle.
Battle of the chaotic cartoon animals.
Of the ones who get deal more pain than the ones they try to victimize on.
Right. Okay, so I don't think there's anything else left to say other than I'm going to get the rest of my season 1 of solo leveling reactions out pretty soon, and then I'm going to react to this man's trash anime, 100 Girlfriends that really...
The 100 Girlfriends.
Yeah, the 100 Girlfriends anime. I'm going to watch that trash anime and question
You'll love
everything.
it, trust me.
Okay. But anyway, we're gonna end things off right here. So until the next time, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts of this death battle in the comment section down below. Do you think it's retribution for the Green Lantern versus Ben 10 death battle, or do you still? Okay, I don't know what other option to put in. Anyway, if you feel this is retribution, let me know in the comments. If you liked the video and you enjoyed it, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Also to hit the bell button to be notified of my latest reactions. And follow me on Twitter at Freelancer Amber for pretty much the same thing, or just Spanish in general. Also to follow me on Twitch at Freelancer Amber. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to catch me on like any kind of streams. And hopefully I'll actually put up my past streams. Like I'm still trying to get my Split Fiction with that Kaito Dan stream in my channel. But anyway, so remember to stay
Yeah,
awesome.
so we can rewatch you killing a bird again.
Oh, shut up. That was not my fault. So remember to stay awesome. Be nice to animals. Don't be dicks. Keep moving forward. Don't die. And we'll see you all in the next video.